Coach just talked about how you guys you were able to kind of find the same magic that you had in the Final Four last week against Maryland and Kentucky. Is that kind of what you felt last week?
Last week was just some really big wins on the road. I agree with Coach some, but we just got to put it together for a lot more games for the rest of the season. It's a good flash, but it doesn't really mean anything if we can't keep doing it.
You talked about also a refocusing conversation that he had with you guys yesterday. What did that kind of entail?
It was mainly just about getting ready for UC Davis, honestly. We know they're a good team. They play fast. They got good guards, and, we're just trying to prepare for them the best that we can and just listen to whatever Coach says.
Tyger, you feel like this, in ways, this is your most challenging year at UCLA, other than when you had your injury?
Me personally?
Yes.
I'd say, I don't know, honestly. I'm just happy we got the 2 wins on the road last week. Obviously, I'd like to see more shots go in and be better on the defensive end, but, the position we're in as a team, you being a top 20 team, that's all that matters to me. And, every day Coach still instills confidence in me and still makes sure I'm ready to go every game. So I'm just as ready as I've ever been this year, I'd say.
You're definitely a bona fide leader on this team, and like you mentioned, your shooting hasn't been the greatest. You said you want it to be better. Do you find it hard to sometimes still be the great leader you are, despite your play not being your expectation?
Yeah, for sure. Because even like you said, as a freshman, I've had a lot on my back, and I wasn't really scoring the most or getting rebounds or doing a lot of things. I've always been good at getting assists, but it's kind of like I bring more to the team than just statistics. It's my voice. It's making sure people are in the right spot. It's talking to everybody on the team. And, I think that my play goes more than, statistics.
What have you seen out of Will so far in his kind of return from injury?
I'd say he's just getting back into it. He looks good when he gets his shots up. It's just really getting him used to playing in the games again. I already know how that goes coming off an injury like that my freshman year. So I know it takes a couple weeks, a couple months. And I just know he'll figure it out because he works really hard.
Coach mentioned how happy you guys were. Mac played really well against Kentucky. Can you kind of just talk about how happy you watch them go through so much, like Will too, and to see them out on the floor and doing well? How does that make you feel as a teammate?
It feels good. I mean, kind of just like what I said. Because I've gone through that, so I know how hard it is to come back and, trust your legs and, get back into it. But the way Mac played, it was game-changing. He really, all those rebounds he got, how he was able to defend Shibwe, and he gave us some really good minutes down the stretch. So we were all just excited for him that, especially in New York, where he's from, that he could come out and show out for us.
I think I saw Jaylen Clark post a photo of you asleep on the train. You guys took up that big trip. What was that like, kind of going? That's what you guys did, right? You took how long was that ride, and what was that like?
The train ride from Maryland to New York was about 3 hours.
Okay.
3-hour train ride, as you saw from the picture.
Right.
I took the time to get some rest. It was cool though. I've never been on a train like that, and you kind of just go through all the cities and see all the nature as well. And it was a very cool experience.
Is it now the priority to catch Jaylen slipping a little bit?
I think it might be now. Yeah, I think it might be now. I got to get him back for that.
You had, I think, 8 steals in those 2 games. And Coach had been a little bit semi-critical of your defense after the Maryland game. Were you feeling it a little bit that you wanted to show out a little bit on that end?
Yeah, I mean, I think defense is always something that I want to get better at every single day. It's something I've talked to Coach Evo about as well. Just trying to always be in the right spots at the right time so I can be in position to make plays for my teammates on the defensive end. And so I've just been really focused on trying to put myself in positions to succeed like that.
Coach said from like a focus standpoint, this last week was sort of like the way you guys got in the Final Four run 2 years ago. Did you feel that last week against those 2 teams?
Yes, in a way, because we had a lot to prove. We had come off two losses in Vegas against very good competition, and we had an opportunity to go play 2 really good teams, real competition, and we just were on a mission to prove ourselves.
Integrating all these freshmen and so many new players in different roles. I think you guys are 11th in defensive efficiency right now. Are you as a leader of this team feeling a little bit like we're ahead of schedule a little bit?
Oh, wow. I don't know necessarily of ahead of schedule. We really just take it one day at a time. That's something that I've done and we've done as a team since I've been here. Really just one day at a time, focus on today, and then when tomorrow comes, focus on tomorrow. And as you do that, you start to see improvement gradually over time. And yeah, I think we're in a great spot right now. We still have a lot of work to do, but as far as the spot we're in right now, I'm very happy and very pleased.
From a focus standpoint, what are you looking to see out of the team tomorrow?
To see, obviously it's not going to be as big as a game as, Kentucky or Maryland is going to be, but we still have to have that same focus, the same mentality that we got to do whatever it takes to win, play with ultimate toughness, share the ball, and continue to do all the right things.
Kind of asked Tyger this too, because Coach brought it up. How happy you are. My question: how happy are you to see guys like Will and Mac out there? After all they've been through with their injuries and stuff like that.
Oh, it's tremendous. I thought Mac especially played extremely well in the minutes that he got against Kentucky, and to see Will out there being able to contribute and play is really special because last year they had two very horrible injuries. You never want to see that happen to anybody in basketball. And they've been battling so hard and worked so hard to get back into a position where they can integrate themselves back into the lineup and be productive with their minutes. So it's just been a journey for them, and I'm just so happy to see that they're starting to finally understand what college basketball is all about.
We pretty much got a confession from Jaime that he's going to try and get you back on when next time you're taking a nap, posting it on social media.
Yeah, I don't sleep on the trains and stuff, though. I'm the one always taking pictures.
Okay.
So I got them on the plane and on the bus and on the train. I got them like 3-4 times.
So do the guys know you're you're the guy that's don't fall asleep? Jaylen will get a photo of you?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Is it just photos, or are you drawing things on their faces?
Oh no, just photos. Yeah, just photos.
Just talk about how you feel about those two big wins, man. They were huge.
Yeah, they were really good. Going back east, I think that's a tough task in itself. First game you played in front of 18,000 people that want to see you lose. Second game you're playing on arguably the biggest stage that you could play on, pro or collegiate. So going back there and getting 2 wins was monumental for us. Helps us with our seeding, our record, strength of schedule, and all types of things leading into our conference.
You put on some really high steal games against some of the weaker non-conference opponents at home. To do that on the road against those two teams, how does that feel personally?
Great. I'm pushing for this Defensive Player of the Year thing, so I think I needed that to show I could do it on a higher level, not just against low major teams at the crib. So that was really a positive output back there.
Do you think Jaime's kind of taking the pressure from that and trying to do it himself now?
Yeah, me and him, because I didn't realize how many steals Jaime had on the year. I'm only up on him like 5, I think. Like, it's a lot closer than I thought it was. So, yeah, we be talking about it all the time.
And he can get Player of the Year, and you could just get Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be the best of both worlds right there.
Is it good to kind of have some of that interior competition, right? Obviously, you want to beat your opponent every night or whenever you're playing, but to have some of that interior competition.
Yeah, me and Jaime have a lot of friendly competition. We battle for rebounds. I would never forget, he had a double-double. I think I had 8 rebounds and he had 9, and one came rocketing off, and we both ran after it. And he got to it before he's like, F you. And then he takes off down the court, if you know what I mean. Or like every game, we're counting deflection charts because he hasn't beat me. The 2 he got, one was Bellarmine and Stanford. I was recovering from being sick, but since we're healthy, he hasn't beat me yet. So we be keeping track of each other's stuff, but it's never points or nothing like that. Right. It's all statistics that are going to help us win and further us as a team.
So as far as you're concerned, Jaime's second on the team in deflections?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
In terms of like UCLA moments you've had, getting that steal at the very end and throwing down that dunk, where did that rank?
Probably top 10. No, top 5. Like that. It was just everything. I mean, I had a long road trip going from the ER to getting whacked in the face again by Oscar. Like, I had a whole bunch of stuff going on. So to be able to seal the game of like that magnitude off like that, it felt great.
How's everything feeling now after
I'm
those 2
good.
hard hits?
Yeah, I'm good. We got one more game tomorrow against UC Davis, which seems like they're a pretty good school, pretty tough team. And then after that, we get 4 days off in Christmas, so I'll be good. Yeah, go ahead and relax for like one day.
Any buddies on the UC?
The one I know is Robbie Beasley.
Okay.
Growing up, played against him a lot. Other than that, don't really know any of them on a personal level.
Okay.
Seen a few of them. I know they got some transfers, but yeah, Robbie played with Will because he's from SAC. So
okay.
yeah.
It always seems like you know someone else on the other squad.
Yeah.
That's why I asked. Okay. All right.
Yeah. No, Robbie's one for sure.
Okay.
In that last game against Kentucky, they brought it with them like a single score towards the end. Obviously, this team has a lot of experience in the NCAA tournament. How does that experience like translate into moments like that? What's going on between the players that helps like create this sense of like we can do this?
We weren't worried at all. We wasn't like we knew when you're playing against a team like Kentucky, you're not gonna punch them the whole game. They're not gonna punch back. If you got what I mean, like we knew their run was coming. Especially when you have the reigning National Player of the Year and all the other awards, Oscars won. If you know what I mean, like you knew they were gonna come back and fight. So we just knew we just had to withstand their run. And then we go on another one of our own, and that's what ended up happening. I mean, we shot the ball poorly. I think we only hit 2 or 3 threes, 50% from the free throw line. So I think we're prepared for moments like that. That's what having Dave Singleton helps out a lot.